After 2 weeks off as well from the British Grand Prix, we now head into a back-to-back. It's late July and it's into the summer break. Welcome to the Hungaroring in Budapest for the 2024 Hungarian Grand Prix. So it's round 13 of the season as well. Lewis Hamilton victorious last time out. Then we end July with the Belgian Grand Prix in a week's time for the summer break. August sees us in the Netherlands before September takes us to Italy at Monza, then Azerbaijan and Singapore. October takes us as well to the United States at COTA, then Mexico. November sees us in Brazil, Las Vegas, and then in December it's Qatar and Abu Dhabi, the last two races of the year. In the Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen leads on 255 points, Lando Norris on 171. Charles Leclerc now moves up ahead by just 4 points to his teammate Carlos Sainz. Oscar Piastri jumps ahead of Sergio Perez, who's now down to 6th. George Russell is now a point clear to Lewis Hamilton, both winning the last two races. Alonso and Stroll rounds out the top 10. On the second page, Nico Hülkenberg 2 points ahead of Yuki Tsunoda. Danny Ricciardo has 11. Behrman, after his Saudi Arabia debut, still on 6, now the same as Pierre Gasly. Kevin Magnussen has 5, Albon on 4, Ocon on 3, Zhou still on 0, but Sargent jumps ahead with a better result than Bottas, who now drops to last in the driver's standings. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull lead the way, 373 points to Ferrari on 302. McLaren are clear to Mercedes in the top 4 battle. Aston Martin are clear as well to RB. They're in a battle with Haas on 27. Alpine have 9 to Williams' 4. Sauber still on 0 points in the Constructors' standings. Let's take a look at the Hungaroring in Budapest. 2.738 miles, 14 turns in total. They describe this place as Monaco without the barriers. Just the one DRS zone and 14 corners, but it's a fan favourite. Good exit on the last corner and then booted hard on the run down towards turn number 1. Now it's a downhill braking zone as well, and it's quite treacherous in the wet, so take a long sweep in, third gear, inside line. You're already on the power at the exit with the DRS open as you run down towards the kink at turn 2. It's a lot of a double apex hairpin. You sort of throw the car in and hope it sticks to the centre of the track. Kink at 3 rises you up the hill towards turn number 4. Right at the top of the hill, fast speed, down 2 gears, flick the car in, don't go all 4 wheels off the track. Now it narrows up as well. Up through 6, 7 and 8 chicane is really tricky. Single file, nasty bumps either side. It really unsettles the car. Now this is the most feared part of the track. Single file, quite quick, sort of Mickey Mouse, backwards and forwards. Think Maggotts and Beckett's, but a lot tighter. Out of turn 11 and 12, the car wants to open up and sing, but it's sort of held back. It's like you've got a dog on a lead. Down now in towards turn 12, flick the car in, back on the accelerator. Turn 13, lovely. Concrete inside, nice and slippery in the wet, but nice and dry and grippy coming in the race. Last corner, turn 14, similar to what we have at the Nürburgring. Flip the car in, take a nice tight line, a lot of power at the exit. You can keep up across the line, and that is a lap of the Hungaroring. It's hot, hot, hot. Welcome to practice 2 of the FIA Formula 1 World Championship here at the magnificent Hungaroring in Budapest, Hungary. Track temperature 31.4 degrees, air temperature 48.2 degrees as well. Here in the UK, 28 degrees, 50 degrees in this commentary box right now. I am barely being able to breathe or say anything, so the idea of having to commentate for the next hour is a little bit alarming. with that, we've tried our best to reduce what's happening here in the commentary box. The lights are out as well. The fans are on underneath the commentary box desk. The door is open, but still it is hot, hot, hot. So bear with us here today as we try and bring you coverage of the second practice session here from Hungary. This morning, it was a Ferrari deal. Carlos Sainz fastest as well. Max Verstappen, despite the upgrades, was not any faster than what we expected. But this morning's session was very much, well, let's just see who dares win sort of mentality. We're not expecting that to remain the same this afternoon. We're expecting a load of action and a load of interest. So I'm watching out. I hope you're watching out as well. It's going to be fun. Blue padding head material must be used. I'm actually just going to stay. It's a concrete floor we've got up here in the commentary box as well, in case you didn't know. So that's what's on the floor. And socks and shoes have come off, and so have flip-flops. It's that hot. Anyway, let's head back over to Simon with all the latest news.
Welcome back. Quick run through of the schedule for the weekend here on Sky Sports F1. Rachel will be here with the F1 show from 5:15. All of these on Sky Sports F1 channel. Saturday, it is 11:15 for third practice, 2:15 for qualifying, and on Sunday 12:30 for a 2 o'clock start. Now, because of the ongoing global tech issues, no onboards or red button for you available today. Apologies for that. Everyone working to get it fixed. Let's head up to Anthony and David Croft.
It's the second practice session for the Hungarian Grand Prix here at Budapest. 3 cities combined into one, but the first ever race behind the Iron Curtain here in 1986. Budapest is a legendary F1 circuit. It's been on the calendar ever since then. It's had 7 different layouts, but one name always remains the same: Monaco without the barriers. It bites, this track. It also gives them the first chance to claim your maiden Formula 1 victory. It's happened here. Damon Hill, Fernando Alonso, Jenson Button, Heikki Kovalainen, Esteban Ocon have claimed their first wins ever at this circuit. Pirelli bringing with them as well the softest tyres. Red soft C5, yellow medium C4, white hard C3 tyres as well around this circuit. And we welcome you up to the commentary box as we get all set up for this session as well for free practice 2. There's a heat haze coming over the mountain section just around the circuit here. Track temperature 48.8 degrees, air temperature 31.2, 37% humidity. Here in the UK commentary box, 28 degrees. In the commentary box, closer to 50. It's getting very toasty and warm here as well. Let's say good afternoon to Anthony Davidson alongside David Croft.
Good. I think he looked very comfortable out there, especially the fact that he started on a set of soft tyres and ran them all the way through the session and was still able, after 10 laps of punishing those soft tyres, to pop himself up into second place just behind Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari. So I think Ferrari's looking like they're back in the game in a way on this track. Maybe it suits their car a little bit more, and their updates may be working a bit better here than in Silverstone, for example. But no, I think the Red Bull, for me, it looked like it was in a comfortable place. And remember, they've brought a raft of updates themselves as well.
Yeah, and not the only team to do that, of course. It seems like a very clever strategy, actually. Go and punish those soft tyres as much as you can, to the point where you wouldn't be racing them. And that gives you a handle then for your race pace and for your race strategy come Sunday afternoon. I don't know who's going to be running the soft tyres on Sunday, whether we get a 1-stop race or a 2-stop race here, and that will develop as this next session goes along too. We've got FP2, 60 minutes, FP3, 60 minutes, and then qualifying and the race to come this weekend. And there is the Red Bull car sat nicely in the shade at the moment. Track temperature 49 degrees, and we're approaching 5 o'clock, and 31 degrees the air temperature. Max Verstappen, who has seen the challenges one by one come at him in the first part of the season. He might have won 7 races, but we've had 6 different race winners in those 12 races. But as the challenges come to take him on, one by one, race by race, he's managed to extend his championship lead. So it's not exactly panic stations for him yet.
Yeah, it hasn't been the same person behind him every single time or beating him when they have. So he has extended his advantage over second place in the championship, thanks to Mercedes now being up there as well, robbing points from McLaren and particularly Lando Norris.
There's the...
Yeah, that's always the main faction coming into it as well. Megan has walked into the commentary box and is surprised to see the light off because of how warm it is. Megan's walked in here. I generally think that she thinks this is quite hot. Put your headset on and you can have a conversation. It's warm in here, isn't it? You have not... Get your headset on and we can have a conversation because...
Your head is warm.
It's warm in here, isn't it? And it's the Aston Martin safety car here this weekend, so it's not the crowd strike, which is ironic, but...
That's probably a good thing.
It's really hot here.
I walk in here and it's just darkness.
Well, the camera's still seeing this.
With open door, which is probably need for light.
Well, yeah, because we shut it, we won't see it. Anyway, green light goes on. We're underway. Let's hear from Ted Kravitz.
Cover. Now, many of you have looked at this Red Bull RB20 over the season, and it's not as beautiful as it used to look. In fact, they copied the cucumbers, the cannons, the channels, the sausage channels, either side of the engine airbox. You know the ones I mean, the ones that look like they're sort of hiding 2 gigantic cucumbers. Ooh, I'd give anything. Cool as a cucumber for a bit of cucumber now. But they're pretty ugly.
Oh.
With these huge cooling channels down the side. Surely they're not good.
That was like it switched to something else, but it was
in this upgrade. It looks like a much more sleek car. It looks much better. But that engine cover with the new sleek profile of it, without the cucumber cannon channels on the either side, is only on Max Verstappen's car. I'm sure if you were watching us in Free Practice 1, you would have noticed it's pretty hard to miss. But it is all the other upgrades, the front wing, the front suspension, the rear corner, they're all on Sergio Perez's car, as well as Max Verstappen's. But worth bearing in mind, on this crucial weekend for Sergio Perez, he does not have all of the Red Bull upgrades.
Yeah, well, would you give them all to Sergio Perez? I mean,
he'd probably end up in some sort of gravel.
There's been rumours going around that Sergio Perez, in that new contract he signed, he can never be more than 100 points behind Max Verstappen by the time we get to the summer break.
Isn't he 100 points behind right now?
Just about. We're approaching that as well. So this is a crucial weekend for him going into Spa next weekend. If he's more than 100 points after, it's going to go. But if this was last year, we would say, oh, that's the championship done then, because Perez was second in the title. When we said about... We're always talking about dropping the second driver, aren't we?
Yeah.
Ever since Barrichello's day. It's like, Michael Schumacher's winning everything. Barrichello's not doing anything. Drop Barrichello. And then, what was it? You look at Fernando Alonso, he's doing brilliantly. Jarno Trulli's not doing anything. Sack Trulli. Sack Fischer-Keller, not doing anything. Oh, look, Hamilton's winning, but Kovalainen's not. Sack Kovalainen. I think the true golden age of Formula One was when everybody was winning in between 2010 and 2013. That couple of years where everybody had a chance to win was great. But then we went through, we had Hamilton and Rosberg. They were winning.
Yeah, they were both winning very competitively.
Yeah, but it was
Bottas and Hamilton too.
Not really Bottas.
It was a more challenging time for them.
Yeah, but
Bottas did win some.
With Bottas, we even said, oh, well, Bottas and don't think sack Bottas. And now,
and
then everyone said, oh, look, look at what's happening. Max is dominating, but he's got no one alongside him. So sack Gasly, sack Ricciardo, sack everyone else.
We're sacking every single person in the team.
And then we've got Perez. It's like, well, yeah, sack Perez.
The one person we didn't want to be sacked is sacked.
Yeah, that is true, actually. The one person you don't want to be sacked has got sacked, which is Carlos Sainz, who I've said it for a while, Sainz is a better driver than Charles Leclerc.
Yeah, I mean, he's always ahead of him in every single qualifying session.
Sainz has especially got to grips with that car.
It's also won more for Ferrari in the past few years.
Yeah, and how many times have we said it this season in the commentary? Have Ferrari done the wrong thing? Have Ferrari sacked the wrong driver? And I think they have. I genuinely think
They have. I mean, Sainz has some questionable moves sometimes.
But yeah,
But
especially
he
in
is
practice.
a good driver.
Especially in the
Most of
practice,
the time.
especially in practice sessions and qualifying, where he just drifts on the racing line and gets in
Yeah.
everybody else's way.
Yeah, that's where he needs improvement.
Yeah.
But he is a good driver and he's shown that he can beat not only Max, but everyone else.
Alexander Albon, 1:19.420. He's got your fastest time. Lance Stroll is in second. Lewis Hamilton, though, from 9th to 1st. It's a 1:18.861 across the line. He goes fastest by half a second to Albon's time. Everyone so far out there on the medium compound tyre, bar Piastri and Norris, they've elected to go out on their opening gambits on the hard compound tyre. And this is Lewis Hamilton making a mistake at turn 11. No, that's coming out of 10. Yeah, just a small rumble over there as well to that 8, 9, 10, 11 section.
Is there a possibility that Sainz could probably go to RB?
It's been discussed, but don't forget he came from RB.
Exactly.
So it'll be another Ricciardo. If anything, Sainz should just head to the Red Bull team and replace Perez, but I think they want to put Yuki in there.
Yeah, because
But Sainz and
Yuki would be good.
Yeah, but Sainz and Verstappen as teammates once again. That was fantastic when they were at Toro Rosso together all those years ago.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see that again.
I agree with you. And that's how much water. Me and Megan have had an ice cream, but what, we demolished it within the 10 minutes before we came on air.
I love toffee and vanilla ice cream.
I had a strawberry and cream, I believe. Just need it. Leclerc, 1:19.286. Look at Max Verstappen. Not had the best starting positions. He's
Yeah.
really been off the pace, hasn't
He's
he?
only been first once in the past 5.
Well, yeah. And that's what we like to see. It's giving us a different championship order that we want to have. But Max still has been increasing, as we heard Andy Davis and David Croft say, they've been increasing his championship lead every single race because the people behind him are squabbling. So we need Max to sort of back off a bit and not be as good. Max can't be allowed to get as many points as he is.
I'm not sure he's that fond of consistently winning as people would think him to be,
I'll
because
admit,
he seems
Yeah.
a lot happier when other people win quite a lot of the time. I think he misses having that challenge.
I'll admit, I'm enjoying the fact that we've had so many different winners this year. It's giving us something a little bit new to shout about, and not just Max Verstappen wins for the 19th time. Max has won 7 races so far this year. The others have been won by everybody else.
Yeah.
6 different winners in 12 races, I think, is the strategy. Let's hear from Max now.
My brakes are not working, they're not biting.
On the
I thought for a second his brakes are not breaking.
Wish Crofty wouldn't talk at the end of them. It's really distracting, regardless of flaws.
Give them a second.
Yeah, but this is Verstappen about to go fastest. Never mind about the brakes. Oh,
Yeah.
no, only 5th. 5th place for Verstappen. It's a 1:19.213.
Has Perez actually won at all this year? I don't think he has.
No, Perez has not won. The only two teammates who are in the top 4 teams who haven't won this year, Sergio Perez and Oscar Piastri.
Yeah, Oscar, I feel, is in need of a win.
This is a track where he could do it. I mean, as
I hope so.
We keep saying, historically, this is where you get your first win. Damon Hill, 1993. Fernando Alonso, 2003. Jenson Button, 2006 as well. Heikki Kovalainen, 2008. Esteban Ocon, 2021.
I think that McLaren should realise this and just be like, hey, let's get him to the front. Let's make sure that Oscar is as close to winning as possible and then wins.
All eyes are on him. Let's head down to Martin Brundle, who's up at turn 4.
As we're watching a blue flag, the Aston Martin turning up here at flat out, basically, and there was a Red Bull going quite slowly. One of my favourite places of the year to stand and watch Formula One cars and drivers at work. But then I say that at every track, don't I, really? But they rock up here completely unsighted. It's blind. It's blind. And, OK, sorry, we're just getting in Cameron's way here. But Yeah, we're and then it's just under 150 miles an hour as they go through the corner. Those drivers are on a slow lap, as we see. I mean, it's a really dodgy place to be slow, it must be said. And if you and Anthony said, you told me, Anthony, didn't you, that on the simulator that you drive, this corner seems impossibly fast. And let me tell you, standing here, it looks impossibly fast as they just show up. I noticed that George Russell really flicks his car in, the Mercedes in. He's got a very positive turn in to this corner. Others just bleed it into the corner, lean it into the corner a little bit. But when you turn in, you cannot see any of this going on at all in terms of the curbs, the apex curb, the exit curb. And if you had a problem or you get it wrong or you do connect with another driver, it will be an almighty crash down here. And it's quite disconcerting to see them having to really mind their tyres as they go on an outlap. And then in amongst those, we'll wait for another one to come in here. Absolutely flat out. It's just down a gear. Here comes Lando Norris. And then they feed into turn 5, and that's just a complete arrive and drive. They're still shifting down as they turn into that really long 180-degree sort of parabolic turn 5. And just carrying just monster speed everywhere. That was George Russell coming through, but slowly on that occasion. Yeah, anyway, it's astonishing. It's astonishing the commitment the drivers have got, how the cars just cope with being thrown in at 150 miles an hour, and then a big left direction change to be on the correct part of the track. Watch the Ferrari there into 5 on the curb. The Ferrari was sliding around at the rear end, but I could hear him flat out. He did not lift off the throttle. Sparks coming off, the skid blocks underneath, tyres rumbling on the curb, car working hard, moving around. I mean, the energy is absolutely extraordinary. Back to you, Crofty.
Thank you, Martin. What an amazing track this is. Sergio Perez still fastest from Russell in second. This is Yuki Tsunoda, though, Megan, exiting the pit lane. Oh, and the red light was on. I think he's got something connected. What did he take with him?
Not good.
Oh, his camera whacked the red light button as well.
Yeah, I could see that coming with how close the camera was. I just cringed. I was uh-oh.
Yuki very much on the red light district right now. Charles Leclerc goes into 10th position as well, as there's the commentary box actually just alongside them. That's where Crofty and Ant are. The commentary boxes that have never been cleaned here in Hungary since 1986, and there's wasps in them and everything. So if you
Why?
They flood as well incredibly easily. It's a really bad. They've never cleaned the windows.
Why?
They've never cleaned the windows. It's one of the worst commentary boxes of the entire year to go to.
I feel a need to just go and clean them.
I couldn't stand it as well. And also, it's you also get the food vendors truck directly below you.
So smell.
Yeah, it smells of the food.
Okay, if they want to pay me to come clean that, I would. And I'd even put air fresheners in there. Generally, I would.
I just settled for air conditioning in our commentary box. I'm generally considering just cutting a hole in the roof right now. Genuinely, there's a chainsaw behind us, just getting in there because it's so hot. Can you buy air conditioners that can just pop the floor?
I think those are just electric fans.
We need a giant fan at the bottom of our feet here, don't we? That can blow cold air towards us.
In fairness, it would also cool down the equipment.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need a tower fan that we.
For September, we should look into it.
Well, it'd be too late by then. As soon as my money comes in for next week, I'm buying one. Forget it. Forget anything. Anything that needs to not kill. Forget it. I cannot. I'm dying in here. I'm actually considering you for a split second. Just pay you back next week because I am dying in here.
It's England. It's not going to be warm for very long.
I'm in here for 3 days. Megan's clammy, but I'm bucketing.
I'm
also,
not even warm.
Can I point out my feet right now, which are incredibly bad?
You need a cold compress.
I need water, but there isn't. Just lay. Can I commentate from a paddling pool? Can we put one out there and I'll just lay in it? Give me a wireless microphone. I'll commentate from there. Because that would honestly that would be fantastic. I'll wear a t-shirt,
We
obviously.
can get you a very,
Forget it.
very...
I'll wear what I'm wearing now. Just get me cooled down.
We can get some ice cream tubs and then put water in it.
My feet are too big for that. We had a brief slippery surface flag at
Cans,
Sector
then.
10 to come through. No, what we need... Oh, actually, you know one of these boxes that are behind us? Fill that with water and stand in that during the race.
Oh, yeah.
That might work.
I'm not standing in it.
No, I
You
would.
can.
I would, just to cool me down. Do you know what? It's going to be 30 degrees on Sunday, and it's already 15 here, so it's going to be like double it.
Let me see the weather phone.
Google Google.
I haven't got my phone with me.
Oh, Piastri through the gravel, getting blocked by Nico Hulkenberg in the Haas coming out of turn 12, and just dipping a new rear wheel on one of those new gravel chop areas. So Piastri's lap time here not going to be a mega. It puts him 13th, but he's got more time to give. That would have been a top time. Jess says Ferrari need to step up this weekend. I hope they can compete against the Mercs, McLarens and Max. And afternoon to Josh and Megan. Afternoon, Jess. Hope you're enjoying everything. It was 30 degrees earlier where I was. Jess, far too hot. It is really too hot. And this is Lando getting blocked by the Haas. Yeah, just straight on.
I was standing in front of a fire for a lot of the days today.
That was a fire pit, Megan.
I
And
know.
It was a barbecue.
I know, and I was cooking the sausages.
And you're a little bit sunburned, but nothing compared to me. I'm very sunburned.
I don't feel sunburned.
Kellyanne has got, and Hev actually, have got some great after sun.
I don't feel sunburned.
After sun is, we need after sun.
Though I was helping to cook sausages.
Seriously,
on a fire pit.
I'm just saying, tower fan on its side, on the floor underneath our commentary box, blowing air on us. That is going to cool us down dramatically, isn't it?
It would.
Or lay it across the desk here.
And how would I work?
I don't know, but we need something. All right, put it on the desk there. Oh, no, it'll go straight through the monitor.
How about we just put it your side?
No, on the floor.
On the floor, standing up your side, so it just cools down your entire body.
Probably.
Because I'm fine.
You say that, but it does get hot.
I say that, and I'll just drink if I need.
Brad says, am I going to Formula E? No. I've just done my track exercise on holiday. Oh, into the wall! Charles Leclerc, and he's going to hit the other side too if he's not careful. Charles Leclerc coming out of turn 4. The rear gets loose. It'll be a red flag if he can't get that restarted.
He did say he was not liking those tyres.
And I think he's come out of turn 4, looped the car around, and it's drifted him, and he whacked the tyre barrier. Red flag is out. Practice 2 is suspended as the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc whacks into on the wall. He's okay. But rear suspension damaged on the right side of the left side of the car. Right side tyres off too. So he's got a fair old whack from where we saw on the onboard.
I think he's sweating around his ankles.
I am. Medical cars deployed. So that was a big hit for the medical car to be out there.
Jeez. He looks fine.
Car's not as badly damaged as you think it would be after that. It sort of went in sideways and bounced back across the grass onto the floor.
The wall is very unhappy, though.
Yeah. Yes, Jess, you did jinx it.
Honestly, Jess, all the time.
Even when she's not commentating. Right, what happened? I'd like to see it. Medical car is out there, so I'd like to see a replay. Here we go. So it's at the top of it. There's 3. I reckon he'll hit 4. The rear's going to step out at the exit curb. So entry. Yes, the exit curb.
Yeah.
360s it round, whacks into the wall.
Oh, that's going to cause some very interesting things during the race.
Oh, you splash the wall. Rear left.
We can tell.
Yeah, touched.
Yeah, let's have a look. So turns in. Look, the rear's going to get caught on these sparky curbs. Throws it in, and that's a big one. So rear left, rear wing, and front left tyre all damaged.
He was going racing speed.
Yeah.
That means that if they touch that on the race...
It's going to throw them into the wall, yeah. That's got to be dealt with. It's the exit... Now, remember at Silverstone, we saw the same thing. It's the rumble strips on the green AstroTurf. The white sort of triangles. And as soon as he went over it, it just looped him round.
They need to be taken up.
Yeah.
They can't be on that part of it. If they want to put a gravel trap there, and do that.
That was an incredibly fast accident. Leclerc's quite lucky, actually.
They should put a gravel track.
Yeah, I think the barrier. Now he hit the Armco barrier. I reckon the Armco barrier is damaged here. The way he hit that with that force, the Armco is damaged, isn't it?
Likely, yeah.
I hope we're not going to have a long delay, but my instinct's telling me the way he whacked that Tech Pro. It was no Tech Pro. It's literally just an Armco barrier.
Time is still going down.
Yeah, they have. Well, they had. I think they'll assess it, won't they, before making any judgment on whether or not we need to delay the session further. That's going to be a weird one. And he hit the suspension as well. I wonder, is that done gearbox, the way he's hit that car? Because it whacked with some force the rear left. And that's where the gearbox is. Brian Bozzi, the race engineer for Charles Leclerc. The man who's famous for Plan A, Plan A, Plan B, Plan B.
Plan
Omega.
I was trying to think of a Greek number.
Forget that. They're already on Operation Exodus. Yeah, okay. So, look, front left. So the rear left reel, the front left reel, the front left part of the front wing, rear wing on the left, and floor damage. That's a big repair job for Leclerc. In terms of its little bits that have been damaged.
Doesn't help that this area is also very under repaired.
Yeah. Don't think we needed that to say it was a medical car, do we? I think we know. What was that?
Yeah.
Was that you?
Me.
I thought it was like a notification. I was looking around. Right. They've gone to an ad break. Let's hand over then to BBC Radio 5 Live as the red flag is out.
Everyone in Ferrari has got their heart in their mouth right now, thinking, please don't get a snap of that. But we've just had a great shot of it on the TV cameras. And it's just all the teams have spy photographers dotted around the tracks for this very moment when their rivals crash and the car gets hoisted up. And it's brilliant for them.
It's always, though, when Formula One looks most flimsy, isn't it? Because I liken it to, in the old school arcades where you'd use the claw and you try and pick up a little prize from the box and it keep falling through the claw, through the claw's fingers. But the Ferrari, very much stable, but it does look a bit flimsy as it gets taken away by the tractor. Charles Leclerc then back into the pit lane very speedily, the medical car picking him up and dropping him off as he walks rather forlornly back to the Ferrari garage. Helmet well and truly on. The damage didn't look too bad. I mean, the rear will have to take a look at. The front wing easily repaired. It will be if there's any damage to the gearbox at the back or any underlying issues with the floor as well that Ferrari will want to take a further look at. But fairly high speed. It's one of the fastest corners on the circuit. Blind entry uphill as you come through the left-hander. But Charles Leclerc back into the Ferrari garage, gets a pat on the back from some of his mechanics, and will look to try and bounce back from that. But he'll relish the challenge, of course, for next year with Lewis Hamilton, won't he? How do you think that is going to go? Leclerc versus Hamilton.
Well, so he says. I mean, he is the de facto #1 driver at Ferrari now, isn't he? I think that will have to change with Hamilton coming in. The teams love to say that they don't really have #1 drivers. Mercedes definitely say that. Red Bull, obviously, they do with Verstappen. Ferrari claim they don't, but we know that they do. It's interesting, isn't it? Actually, Benson's probably the better one to talk on this. He interviewed him this week, and in that interview, Leclerc was saying that he's relishing the challenge of Hamilton coming in and being teammates and learning from him. And obviously, I guess it's all about mindset in terms of Leclerc is experienced. He definitely has it in him to be a world champion. And then you get the 7-time world champion coming in. You can either be threatened by that, or you can, as he seems to be, and certainly in the interview that he did with Benson, he seems to be embracing it and thinking, actually, what can I get out of this?
Yeah.
Which is good for the team. If that really is the attitude, and there's no reason to doubt that, but if that is the attitude he's going in with, what can I learn from? I mean, that's a real win-win for Ferrari.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Andrew, you sat down with him for a feature interview. What were your takeaways?
Well, I mean, I think he's being honest. I actually think he's a very honest, direct guy, and that's one of the reasons I like interviewing him so much. I'm sure Beck finds him the same way. He's very straightforward. He's open, and he's also very willing to admit his own mistakes. And I think he's very, very, very fast Charles Leclerc. And, you know, and don't forget that the younger generation of drivers, Leclerc, George Russell, Lando Norris, Alex Albon, Max Verstappen, they've all raced against each other since they were really young. And he knows how quick he is compared to them. And I think he's probably looked at the way George Russell's performing against Hamilton and thought, I can do that, at least that myself. So I don't think in that way I don't think in terms of pure pace, he'll feel threatened.
Interesting shout there as well. And SS Racing UK says, if you get a Tower fan, do a test stream with it on. My fan picks up on my mic if I have it too close to me. Luckily, not a problem for us with our headsets and our bus mixers. That's it. It's a nasty snap there for Leclerc, isn't it? And the way he's brushed that barrier, it's high speed and it's minimal visible cosmetic damage, but it's the internals that get the rock around. It's like what was it, internal bleeding?
Yeah, and the brain.
Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to think. I think the Armco looks okay to me. To be fair, I think it just. But it's a.
I think the advertising got
the
a
biggest.
lot more.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I like that. Goodbye, Qatar Airways, as well. Personally, it's like goodbye. Those advertising boardings shouldn't be there. There should be stickers. Anyway,
Yeah.
Ted's got news.
Yes, a couple of the drivers and teams down here taking this red flag opportunity to make some changes that they might not have otherwise had time for. Notably, I think you just saw Lando Norris, some work being done on the some of the inside bodywork on the right rear as you look at it. Sorry, go on.
I was just about to say, Ted, we're just seeing some pictures from up at turn 4 at the moment.
Of a
this
rebuild.
this could be quite a lengthy delay.
Told you,
because
it's the
there is
barrier.
a major dent
Yeah.
and a gap in the
Told you,
Armco.
it's the Armco barrier.
And quite a few people have gone to work on it. So
Told you,
if
yeah.
people have got changes to make, this isn't a bad time to do it. No indication of when we're going to get started again,
he
but
said
this
there'd be
could
action
take
in
a while.
Okay, yeah, so Lando
Yeah,
Norris,
look,
the
major dent.
the
Yeah.
change to
Told
that
ya.
rear corner seems to be complete now. Tell that information, Crofty, to the Ferrari security guy who is trying to bounce people out of the way of Carlos Sainz, who seems to be keen to rejoin the track as soon as the red flag goes in and then we get green flag conditions. But, he's rather given up.
You go and tell him you're closer.
He's rather given up pushing us out of the way now as we point out to him that there is still a red flag. He's just doing his job, of course he is, and Carlos Sainz is keen to get out. But let me tell you about the rest of the mood in the Ferrari garage, and certainly on Charles Leclerc's side. I mean, it's obvious and an understatement to say this is the last thing that Charles Leclerc needed. Has tried to lift his spirits. Of course, he went to the Eras Tour Taylor Swift concert, didn't he, between Silverstone and here, trying to get some positivity into his life after a run of absolutely horrible results in that Ferrari. Some his fault, some not. The last thing he wants is to prolong the cruel summer, as I joked to him yesterday.
That was Bananarama, Ted, not Taylor Swift.
He didn't really see the funny side of that, not that it was funny in the first place. But the interesting thing that Leclerc said, which I wasn't particularly aware of, was that he's been doing a lot of the legwork in comparing and contrasting different Ferrari upgrades, doing some of the experimentation we've been talking about, doing some of the donkey work, the horse work, you might call it, of actually comparing stuff on this car and trying to get it into a place that will give them a more driver-friendly car. And it looked like in the evidence of free practice 1, they'd got there. And now he throws it off the road. I hope they've got another one of the revised floors as a spare to put back on it in time for Saturday morning. But otherwise, Leclerc is just resigned to the back of the garage. And I can see his mechanics scratching their heads, his performance engineers looking at all the data and just seeing essentially what you and Anthony and everybody else has seen, that just went wide, got on that curb, and the rest is history.
Absolutely. Talking history, cruel summer was and always will be Bananarama for the likes of me, but my co-commentator for this session, Anthony Davidson, would like to make a musical point at this moment.
Oh, God.
But it is a Taylor Swift song as well, as my daughter assures me.
And we'll be singing alongside you when you go and see Taylor Swift in the summer.
Can't wait. In the summer. Ah, see what you did there.
See what I did there. Neither can I, by the way.
No. I'm not having that. We do the Taylor Swift lyrics, thank you very much. As much as it pains me sometimes in recent months. Hi. I like doing that. Thing is, if they are watching, they know who it's aimed at. So, hi.
I don't really listen that much to her. I like her music. She's good.
She's great, but
not really my tasting music, though, to be honest.
Once bitten, twice shy. Session will resume at 17:32 to be confirmed. Look at this for Lewis Hamilton's records. Wins and poles 104, podiums 199. Consecutive race starts stood at 265. Of course, he lost that at Shakir in 2020. Wins at a single circuit 9, poles at a single circuit 9, podiums at a single circuit 15. Consecutive points finishes 48. It's a very impressive man.
If he can just get on the podium for this race, I'll be so happy, because then it's 104, 104, 200.
Well, this is another track he's won at 8 times before. He's won 7 times in Canada, 8 times in Hungary, and now 9 times at Silverstone. So if he wins here again, it'll be his 9th victory in Hungary.
He better get pole position then if he wins again.
Oh, well, I generally don't discount it. There's something going on at the moment with Mercedes. It's like they've got a recall signal to how they used to be. Daniel Ricciardo wishes he had a recall button so he wouldn't be this... Oh, I can't say that live on air, can I? But he needs to find some improvement. He's 5th at the moment with Tsunoda down in 17th, but both are running different strategy compartments in this race. Tsunoda has yet to put in a full race simulation run, and he is on the medium compound tyre and has done a total of only 5 laps.
Oh, look, a shield. We're shielding the one they don't want anyone to know about.
Speaking of which, we have a word with his team principal. Laurent Mikas is on the pit wall.
Wall there. What's going on?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. We are trying to hide a few things now. Seriously, we are doing a front suspension setting change on Yuki, so we are trying to make it not too public. But I think you got us.
Yeah, to be honest, the minute you put the human wall up there, we know something's going down. Why do you need to make a front suspension change? What problems are you encountering out there today?
It's something we have changed between P1 and P2 that we are not fully happy with, and therefore we are adjusting it to something that will hopefully make the car a bit better for the next one.
Lauren, you mentioned that you were looking quite strong in FP1, and you also mentioned the fact you're in this midfield battle with the likes of Sauber, who looked quite strong actually at the end of that first session as well. Should we read anything into that performance? Have you read anything to that as well, or do you feel like we should take a bit of pinch of salt?
Well, no, I think you're right. You know, you got the right pictures, I believe. You know, we were always expecting Sauber to join the party for that fight in the midfield. As I have a big update this weekend, they were fast straight away with both cars this morning. So we don't think it's fake. We think they are now joining that group. So 2 more cars to fight for the same thing. So yes, so I've made a big step. They were very, very fast this morning. We expect them to be fast this weekend and moving forward. We knew it was always going to happen. And it seems to be the case now.
And Lauren, just clear this up for us if you can. Track temperatures about 10 degrees on our screen, cooler than it was in FP1. Is this a better track temperature for the tyres now, or is the sensor in the shade a bit and it's still punishingly hot in other areas of the track?
No, I think it is generally cooler than this morning. Now it was 60 degrees track temp this morning, which is probably the highest we have seen in a long time. So now it's only 50, and it's actually dropping very quickly. It is genuine. Yes, it brings back the cars to a more normal windows to operate the tires. So whether or not it's going to change the picking orders, it's what we are going to discover now. But also qualifying will be quite late in the afternoon. So I guess what we have today is probably closer to qualifying. What we have now is probably closer to what we will get in quali.
Lauren, brilliant and beautifully
Green
timed
light.
as well. Your last answer finished at 17:32 as the green light went on. I mean, you should be a radio DJ. That was like, I'm not going to crash the lyrics, not at all.
Perfection.
That certainly was.
That's why
That really was, but don't forget Laurent Mikas as well. If you want to talk about perfection, he was ex-Ferrari strategy man and was, yeah, I don't think it's worth talking about that, Megan, do you?
No, not at all.
Somebody's child's on the loose in the main grandstand. Give us a wave. Hello.
Well, he's a Ferrari fan and he's in the McLaren section, so yeah, he's wandered off from Ferrari section. They all seem to just sit in their own little sections, don't they?
They do.
They're just like, okay, I need to find my people who I won't accidentally get angry at if the person I am rooting for does not win.
It's like buying a ticket and sitting into a football match and sitting in the opposition's end.
I once sat right next to it, and for some reason, the opposition, they were having arguments with children. They were
You started
in my
it.
no,
Millwall, wasn't it?
no. I was right up the top of the stand, and I was just watching my classmates just like arguing very heavily with grown adults, which is actually more of a, why are you arguing with 10-year-olds for the adults?
Megan, when the fight broke out, I seem to remember being informed that you were leading the charge with a nail in a fence board going, get those...
That is a joke.
Get those FBs.
I don't swear.
It was you who torched their grandstand anyway. There's Russell coming through.
I was good and I sat right at the top watching the game.
With a sniper.
Well, I had to be up high.
The FBI still didn't spot you. Can I just say also, the stupidest thing on the planet right now, and I don't care if you're a Trump supporter, you can happily leave the stream because, let's face it, you probably haven't got the intelligence to understand Formula One. Bone dead stupid, the fact that Trump had a rally, I think last night.
I have no idea.
All the supporters turned up with bandages on their right ear.
Were they shot in the ear too?
No, it's because he was.
And I'm sorry, are they using the fact that someone tried to kill him as a symbol?
I don't know, because it's getting a bit like the swastika on the side of an arm. It's like it's a bit much. Although I did laugh when I came in later. I came into Kellyanne and Dan's bathroom, and they've got those ducks.
Yes.
And there's a Donald Trump duck there as well, comically enough. Yellow flag in Sector 9 and yellow flag out in Sector 2, and it's Zhou Guan Yu who has gone off the same spot as Charles Leclerc. It's at turn 4 I'm looking at on my driver tracker right now, and the yellow flag, Zhou's going a bit slow. It's green now, but I think Zhou's spun over those same curves.
I'm not sure if he was ever just coming into it.
Oh, somebody's had a spin. Zhou was stationary.
Perez was the last one in that.
Yeah, let's have a look. Wait to see a replay on it, but there was yellow in that sector.
Magnussen too.
Yeah, and I don't know who'd done it, Kellyanne, Dan, or anything, but there was a plaster over the duck's ear. I laughed. It was Zhou Guan Yu. I knew it was. Look, so is he going to do exactly the same as Charles Leclerc and get the exit curb at 4? Entry. Oh, it's carbon copy, Megan, but this way it goes the other way. And he nearly took out Perez, as you said.
Jeez.
Wow.
Mate, this Red Bull, man, what the
You're the one who almost crashed into him!
Hang on a minute. Why is Yuki blaming the Red Bull? That spin was caused by the exit curb. Sorry, why was Zhou blaming him? Why was Zhou blaming Perez?
Is Zhou okay? Poor Perez!
He gets thrown with grass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying...
Perez was nearly... well, he's just had his own experience of Donald Trump. A couple of centimetres to the left and it would all be different. But that was Zhou pushing too hard, snapping at the exit, drifting across the front of Perez and going, that Red Bull. I mean, for Zhou, that's quite stupid.
He wasn't anywhere near you. You're the one who almost barrel rolled into him.
We can see the tyre is effed, he said on the radar. I just noticed on there. Well, I didn't hit anything, so yeah, we saw it. Aha! So Yuki's just so now Zhou has just been called out by his own team.
It's like there wasn't anyone who.
Yeah. Lewis Hamilton's been told, I'll stop you short. Why they're calling him short, I don't know.
I'm just laughing so much at seeing, all the advertisements, just seeing the little holes where the photographers and camera people are just poking through.
Martin Brundle is one of those poking through. Is the ear cleaning up a little bit? Yeah,
Kinda.
Perfect timing, as I got told about Martin. Martin's out of the track.
Well, I certainly didn't hear anything, but sorry, yes, you say. If somebody did. We were getting in a cameraman's way, apparently, at the time. It might have been him very upset with us. So, turn 4 was all about absolute, total commitment. And now we're around at turn 13, on this relentless, breathless lap that they do. And this is all about technique now. And the rear tyres, especially on a qualifying lap, will be screaming by now. They'll be overheated. And they've got to squeeze the throttle, as you hear the Williams doing here, although it's going in the pit lane, because turn 13 exit shares pit in at the same time, which causes quite a bit of confusion. A lot of cars going very, very slowly. You can tell it's tough on tyres around here, tough on the drivers, because I don't think I've ever seen quite so many slow laps, actually, where they don't want to take any life out of those tyres. But they've really got to place the car carefully. Let's have a look at the Haas coming through here. And you can tell, and that's going straight in the pit lane as well, just how gently they apply the throttle pedal and how they don't want to light the rear tyres up. If you break traction, you'll probably not get the grip back again before you have to lift off into the final turn. It's just 60 miles an hour through here as a minimum speed, and literally everybody's filing in the pit lane. Right, come on, Max, give us a demonstration of how it's done here. Back end of the car wagging its tail as it's complaining. He just can feel that. He knows as soon as that loads up, as soon as he gets the lateral off, as soon as the car straightens up, so you're not asking the rear tyre to keep turning and supporting the car and then accelerate as well. You can tell he goes gently, gently, gently. It's gripped up, I'm going. Now we've got Fernando Alonso, really neat and tidy on the apex curve, and nice and wide through the exit, and they flick immediately into that very long final turn. That's Lance Stroll in the other Aston Martin as well. So this is a little bit more about patience, it's about technique, and it's every bit as important as the scary turn 4 that we saw. And obviously I know that then just after we left, Charles Leclerc had an accident there. But as always, you spend longer in a corner like this, a longer, slower corner than you do in turn 4. There's more time to be won and lost here. And if you flash the rear tyres up coming out of there, you might put the surface into a temperature zone where you can't recover the compound. You can't recover the properties, the full properties of the tyre compound. So this really is what it's all about in terms, especially when it comes to the race. Back to you, Crofty.
Thanks.
Nico Hülkenberg has scored back-to-back top 6 finishes for the first time since 2018. Still hasn't got a podium, and he's going to Sauber after this. I hope K-Mag finds a seat. I really do.
I hope he does too.
Then again, this year it's been more like driver ban K-Mag.
Yeah.
Whole new driver lineup for Haas next year. Do you know the last time that happened? Go on, have a guess. Schumacher and...
Yes.
Eggman. Yeah.
Spinny.
Yeah. Eggman. Nikita Mazepin as well. Who, by the way, Ukulari have said that Haas didn't pay them anything. They owe them a racing car. And, they owe them about $9 million. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't it the job of the sponsor to pay the team, not the other way around?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thing is, though, because Ukulari is part of the... Ukulari is a major... Because Ukulari is owned by Nikita Mazepin's father, and he's a direct profiter into Putin's war, then, and due to the sanctions, Haas can't do anything. Because if they give money to Ukulari, it's war funding.
Exactly. They
So,
can't.
yeah,
They
can't do anything. Right, on to a break to BBC Radio 5 Live.
Informed that his services will no longer be required by Haas. And I think a lot of people are a little bit sad about this. It's not like it's a...
Okay, we didn't know that was going to happen. That's good timing.
Compared to Hülkenberg's stunning year. But you've got a driver that's been around the block, has shown he's a team player. I mean, he's 2 points away from a race ban. So, he's a team player. Hasn't really got masses to prove anymore, has seen a life outside of F1, knows he's got options, whether that's sports car, Indy car, whatever it might be. Surely Red Bull could go, you know what, Magnussen, do you want to have a year or two in the Red Bull, see how you get on, decent pair of hands, decent pace. Okay, he'll probably be a few tenths of a Verstappen, but I think that's not the worst decision in the world.
I should probably back myself from what I said earlier. If Hulkenberg isn't good enough to get into the Red Bull seat,
exactly. But that's not what you thought in FP1.
Well, no, I see the argument you're making. A bit of experience. You know, he's not going to ruffle any feathers. He's not going to have a problem with Max Verstappen being the #1 driver. As you say, he's on 10 penalty points at the moment, 2 more, and he gets a race ban. And I think it's the full calendar year, so he's got to get to the end of the season basically without upsetting anyone. And most of those points, I would say, he has scored from taking one for the team. So, yeah, it's a difficult... I'm more confused as to why Haas have got rid of K-Mag, and now it looks like they're going to replace him with Ocon, who, quite frankly, is not a team player and has been let go from Alpine. Well, the timing, they say it wasn't because of Monaco, but the timing was very much after Monaco when he crashed into his own teammate. So Ocon has a tendency to fall out with people, fall out with teams, fall out with teammates. So I'm more confused by that decision, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it is a highly rumoured that Ocon and that deal to Haas being done, although nothing is done until it's been announced, and even then, it might not even be done. 16 minutes and 16 seconds remain of free practice 2. It's Lando Norris, currently fastest with a 1:17.788, just over 2/10 ahead of Max Verstappen. Carlos Sainz is third, Sergio Perez, George Russell the top 5. Magnussen, talk of the devil, is up in 6th ahead of Hamilton. Ricciardo, Albon and Alonso make up the top 10. Bottas is 11th ahead of Sargent. Piastri 13th. Then it's Ocon, Hulkenberg 15th ahead of Gasly. Stroll is 17th. Charles Leclerc no longer in this session after crashing out in his Ferrari. He is okay. He's back in the pit lane. 18th, Tsunoda 19th. Zhou Guanyu, who just had a mighty moment, very similar to Charles Leclerc, coming through the fast left-hander of turn 4, losing control of his Sauber and 360ing across and in front of Sergio Perez. Neither car getting any major damage, but certainly a scare for Zhou Guanyu. He's 20th and last. So everybody out at the moment who is out there actually, is on the medium. Lando Norris on the hard. Carlos Sainz on the medium, so too is Kevin Magnussen.
Yeah, and now we're riding with Lando Norris at the moment as well, who's gone fastest on a 1:17.788, as Harry Benjamin has just told us going through. Yeah, it's too hot and sticky in this commentary box, to be fair, as well. I'm glad that I think this is the last session, because I know we've got Formula E, but that's on the world feed via your laptop, so I'll get to just sit up there for a few minutes before we'll transfer all the action down here.
Am I needed for anything else today?
No. You are very much not needed for the rest of today.
Okay.
Tomorrow, different story. With FP3.
Well, I wake up earlier nowadays anyway, so I have more time in the day. So
yeah, because Megan is joining us in the Formula E commentary box this weekend to double duty.
Yes.
Mainly also she's going to be filling in for some stuff as well, because
Where
I
is
can't
it?
be in 2 places at once. London.
I always cover London.
Because of...
this.
Yeah.
I always do. I always do at least one Formula E race a year, and I've already done one, and I'm pretty sure that was Berlin.
Were you in Berlin this year?
Yes, I was. I remember covering something. Was it used to be like an air base or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, then I've definitely covered Berlin.
Was that the Saturday
I
race?
also know that Cassidy and Evans did not do well in it.
Didn't do well in Portland either.
Definitely didn't do Portland.
I thought Jess was there on the Saturday and Ed was there on the Sunday. Were you there on the Saturday?
Yes.
Oh, I can't remember. Oh, no, you were covering qualifying.
Yeah.
I remember now. Yes, you covered the qualifying sessions in Portland. Sorry, in Berlin.
Yeah, Cassidy and Evans did not impress me that day.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
I remember now. I was wondering, were you in Berlin? And then I remembered, yes, you were. So now London comes up. After this, Toronto, of course. IndyCar's at Toronto. We like Toronto, don't we? But that'd be me, Jackson, and Josh T. Josh T's not with us for the F1. He's with us for the IndyCar.
My favourite one to watch of Formula E is the one in Rome.
That's not there. I haven't been there for this year.
I know. Makes me sad.
We moved it to Mazzano and it was boring.
Why? The other track gives you drama and perfect views.
I know. I wish it would come back. Then again, after the huge crash last year, I sort of went, nah.
I would have gone, yes!
Yeah, I know. It was brilliant.
Make some adjustments, sure, but...
Flat up the bump.
It had amazing promise.
Yeah, well, it could be coming to Silverstone next and losing London at the XL Centre. Generally, sitting on this chair is so broken.
Do you want to swap?
Nah, it's look, I lean. Look, it's broken.
It's like you want a rocking horse.
It needs a new bottom.
I'm gonna hold you.
It needs a new bottom. It is breaking. And do you know what? We need 2 new chairs. We need another one of these.
Yes,
GT
you
Omega,
do.
send one.
Please do.
We need another one. Or to be fair, I'd like a wooden stool. Like same like this on a swivel, but wooden that I can perch on.
I mean,
You know, like what?
behind there.
No, yeah, like that, but swivel
Yeah.
and long. You know, like one that goes like in an L shape.
Yes.
Yeah, that one in wood.
Very eco-friendly.
I saw one in B&M. No, the range. It is so hot in this competition. I wonder why this is a bit dark over stream. The stage lights are out. Otherwise, we would have just cooked. We would have been turkeys. And knowing Joe Biden, the way he is at the moment, he would have probably shot the wrong one. And pardoned the wrong one. No, that one was my dinner. Pardoned the wrong one. Apparently, Joe Biden is stepping down.
What?
As for candidacy, yeah. Kamala Harris, or Kamala Harris, whatever. She'll be winning. As the Democratic vote, yeah.
So a first woman possible president.
Nah, Trump's got it. That assassination attempt, he'll milk that for all eternity. Trump's got this election by landslide.
That would mean that he can no longer, if he did get this presidency, he can no longer be president after that.
I know, but do you know what's really annoying?
What?
Could we just have sensibility for a long? Like, Conservatives, back to Labour. Yes, Labour's in, brilliant. Finally, some sensible, boring politics that everybody thinks can get done. And then in America, it went from Donald Trump to Biden and Kamala Harris. It's like, yes, finally, we're not going to hear it from America for 4 years. And then everything goes wrong with the Tories, so we hear about them. And then everything goes wrong with the Americans. We do hear about them.
It's like we take turns.
Yeah, it's like, can we just have 2 people who are just sensible throughout?
Yeah.
Ideally, Kamala Harris and Keir Starmer.
I mean, if Biden is stepping down, then I really want Kamala to be president because that's the first woman president. I mean, that is a big achievement. And
I will say also as well, actually, I don't know if you spotted, I know we're off topic here, but they're just on the race runs at the moment. Did you watch the first speech when it was Keir Starmer addressing House for the first time?
Yes.
I must say, big respect to Rishi Sunak, who wasn't whining and, moaning. He was, I thought, very respectful. Well, he's leaving, isn't he? But I thought he was very respectful, very dignified, and I thought that's how you handle a loss.
Yeah.
But he knew he was losing. But I thought, I don't know, I found that very,
it's grown up.
Yeah, grown up attempt. I respected the grown up attempt, but I'm so happy that Keir's in.
Yes.
And the whole Labour Party
Thank
as well.
goodness.
If you're not British, your 4 years under Trump or anyone else in the world is just not good.
Yeah.
Think of the worst leaders of your country you've ever had, and times that by about 1 billion.
Yeah.
That's what the Conservative Party was.
Yeah, and we had 14 years.
Yes. Voldemort was a relief.
It was easier the first few years because we had Lib Dems to soothe them a little bit.
Yeah, I want too much.
Then they got in on their own and started Brexit.
Oscar Piastri, the Eras Tour. With all his junior formula. Do you know who could do the Eras Tour? Fernando Alonso. The amount of times he's been to it as well.
Especially since apparently it's been mentioned in one of the songs.
Yeah, I know. Is she still with Travis Kelce?
I don't know.
I stopped paying attention. Go San Francisco. Go 49ers.
49ers.
Are we just San Francisco fans?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we just felt it's like a hate relation. Right? Like just beat Swifties. Beat Swifties. That really annoyed me.
Even last year we did not
root for Patrick. No,
we did not root for Kansas at all.
Not in Kansas anymore, Toto.
I hope the 49ers get in again for Super Bowl next year.
NFL starts next month, I think.
Woohoo! Okay, I need a way where I can watch that.
It's on Sky.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Ciao.
Okay, don't rush me.
Yuki, you're supposed to... Oh, for God's sake.
That's what this is for.
Sometimes I can just slap Yuki Tsunoda. I can slap half the field as well, actually. Lando, stop making rubbish tyre choices. Max, stop being an idiot. I'm forcing people off the track. Carlos.
Stop drifting.
Yeah. Yeah, in the middle of the track. Sergio. Well, to be fair.
Stop going in the gravel trap.
Sergio, just get better. Sergio, just go. George Russell. To be fair, what's he done wrong this year? Can't actually think of something that Russell's done wrong this year. Kevin Magnussen, well, speaks for himself. 11 points to the ban.
I mean, at least he's trying to get... He's making sure his teammate gets points at the expense of himself.
Lewis Hamilton, what would you... Well, Lewis has done a couple of wrong things this year as well, especially in overtaking. Danny Ricciardo, again, same as Sergio Perez. Alexander Albon, I think round of applause, to be fair. Again, that Williams up there. Fernando Alonso.
Stop going out in front of people in the pit lane.
I'd love to do a...
So that's both fast in
I'd
mind.
love to do an analysis on Fernando Alonso as to why he's still going. It's like, what on earth? Is he human?
No.
Is he an android or something like that?
I mean, if he's an android, then that means that he can keep doing this forever, and I would not be opposed to that.
He's got 2 more years.
Woohoo!
I mean, he'll be 44 when he retires.
Good age.
He left once though and came back.
Yes, but still.
I was on a camping trip when that was announced as well, you know, and all the Oscar Piastri drama as well. When Alonso said, "I'm going. I'm not staying here at Alpine. I'm off to Aston Martin." Oscar Piastri would take his seat. Nope, don't want that. What?
Just like, no, I'm already McLaren, so it's fine.
Zach Brown really did play hook or dog with his drivers, doesn't he?
He was just like,
You catch fancy on the run down to turn 3 there, have you noticed? That's new. Like a street corner one. Oh, that is new actually, out of turn 3. New barrier, I've just noticed that. Monaco without the barriers, they call this place.
it really is.
Wouldn't it be nice if Max crashes in qualifying?
I mean, if he's anywhere near Ocon, it's likely.
Well, don't forget, hang on a minute. Josh, I can't believe you aren't going to Formula E. I thought it was your favourite sport. No.
No?
Formula 1 is my top one. And why would I go to Formula E and sacrifice...
A race?
Yeah. Last weekend I took a week off of IndyCar and NASCAR because...
He needed a break.
Well, no, I went to see Maddie.
He also needed a break. And that was his break. He went and was happy.
I went to a racetrack and didn't have to talk about anything. I've got to go. Megan, you've got 3 minutes.
When will you be back?
2.
Okay, run. Run like the wind. That's going to be hard in flip-flops.
I've really misjudged myself here because I've got flip-flops on. Over to you.
Right, you got me for the maximum of 2 minutes. Right, on board with George Russell now. Going round. Okay, so his current pace is a 1:24, looking exactly. And which is good because he has been on these tyres for 12 laps now. So if he can do that, then that means that I think the medium tyre is definitely the one that they should all be on for the race. It's proving to be quite effective, but then again, hard tyres are also proving to be quite effective. If anyone goes on the softs, I don't think they will last long. I think the only reason they'd go on the softs would be for the end of the race. Like, if they're pit late. Like, I don't get a good feeling about the softs here. Okay, I can just hear through my earphones right now talking about the soft tyre. So what is this? Honestly. 2 minutes left to go, and a little train forming right there, with one of the McLarens being followed by a Mercedes. And who is that Mercedes? I think it's George Russell. And yeah, because we're looking at Russell as race engineer right now. George Russell is following on the back of Lando Norris, trying to get that fast time. So I'm pretty sure that Lando is on a slow lap, because he is 18 seconds slower than the rest of the field right now. He's doing a 124.5 on the soft tyre, so he's obviously just come out of the pit lane. That's why. He's just come out of the pit lane. For some reason he's mixing and matching between hards and softs. Is anyone else doing that? Yes. Piastri. So that seems to be the tyre choice for McLaren's. Everyone else seems to just be going between the mediums and the softs. Why go on the softs? I would stay away from them this weekend. And I know it's probably a good track for that, but like, if I look at things, I'm just thinking I'd prefer the mediums. Also, Leclerc, I'm wondering whether his flooring's okay after that whole debacle. I've been thinking about it. Here's a replay of Lando Norris. What's going into the pit lane? Yeah, everything seems fine. Oh, goes on at the curves of the pit lane a little bit. Had a lock-up, it seems, with his front left. The lock-up happened after. He just completely misjudged the corner of the pit lane, it seems. And Joshua's definitely been gone at least 3 minutes, since that is the checkered flag for the session. Everyone should be making their way to the checkered flag right now. Obviously everyone is out at the moment, obviously apart from Leclerc, who crashed dramatically. And yeah, his underflooring, it must be done for. I mean, if he managed to make that much of a dent in the barrier, I can't imagine what his flooring looks like. Board with Max Verstappen. And here is Carlos Sainz heading to the checkered flag. He's being followed by 2 Hasses. At least it seems like 2 Hasses. No, it's not a Haas. It seems to be Hulkenberg and Ricciardo. Why are the RBs so similar to the Hasses in their liveries? At least from like a distance, because you can't tell much of a difference between them if you see someone going round a corner and then you see a Haas behind them, just think, okay, that's fine. And then you see an RB and you're thinking, oh, is that another Haas or is that an RB? Hello.
We need 2 doors. Wow. I had to start the Formula E commentary. And that stream as well. Let me tell you something. After the last relationship, or whatever bloody thing it was, I am not doing any of that again. Don't you agree?
Not for a while, no.
Thank you. So no. Married to the job. So practice starts then. Norris top. No one improving that last few minutes of the session.
Yeah, they were just following each other. For some reason, Russell was following Lando, even though Lando had only just come out.
Yeah. Surprised anyone is going to Formula E watching electric cars driving around a conference centre City Park. Hey, got a championship to decide, and it has been quite an exciting year, despite the fact that we've got boring racing in terms of pack racing. Should be a bit different now we're back on the street circuit. Less chance to do that, less room so. Should be fun. Albon gets away good from pole position. Lewis Hamilton's going to follow with him. Bring it up to around about 10, 11,000 revs. Put it into first gear, up halfway. Don't drop the clutch, just release it ever so slightly. And then select second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Not a bad start, not great. They need to make F1 on Friday more exciting. Well, they do with the sprint racing weekends, but look, I don't like sprint races.
Nor do I.
This is great, to be fair, the practice sessions, because it gives you a chance to have a look at everything. Okay, here's the results then from the... they played the sprint music. I was wondering what was going on there. Here's the action.
And you just mentioned it.
I did. That keeps happening today.
Yeah, and I mentioned soft tyres, and I overheard in the background. Soft tyres.
Yeah. Sprint race Friday evening, practice and qualifying Sunday. Nah, it wouldn't work. Because then the cars go into lockdown on the Friday afternoons. It just doesn't work. Lando Norris is fastest from Max Verstappen second, Carlos Sainz third, Sergio Perez fourth, Russell's fifth, from Magnussen sixth, Hamilton seventh, Ricciardo eighth, Albon ninth, and Alonso rounds at the top 10. Bottas 11th with Sargent 12th, Piastri 13th, Ocon's 14th, Stroll 15th, Gasly 16th, Stroll 17th, Leclerc 18th, Tsunoda 19th, and Joe is still in 20th place. Megan, what did you make of that session?
I thought it was quite exciting. I liked seeing the effect that straight had on the drivers, and it does bring quite an enlightening thing to what the race is going to be like.
It's going to be quite an interesting weekend, isn't it, to come into it. Don't forget, practice 3 at 11:15 tomorrow, British summertime, qualifying at 2:45. And we've also got the F2 and 3 sprint races to deal with. Later on, though, right now, Formula E's first practice session underway. Tom Brooks, Alan McNish and Corinne Channock on commentary. And also, you can join us for all the action shortly as well. My thanks to Megan, my thanks to all of you at home. Friday ends then with the Red Bull updates not looking as promising as we expected. It's Lando Norris finding form here on Friday at the Hungaroring in Budapest, Hungary. It's a 1:17.788, your fastest time. Join us tomorrow for practice 3. Good night to you all.